What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the spot where we kick back and react to all kind of different things. Alright, so what we got going on today? We're about to get into some Star Talk, Neil deGrasse Tyson. The topic of discussion today is Mars a good backup plan? So, I don't know if you've been watching Neil like I have, then we both know, his opinion on it. We all know his opinion on it. If we can make Mars habitable, then we can use that same tech to make Earth habitable once again. That's the gist of it. But let's go ahead. Looks like this video is going into a little bit more detail on what he means by that. And looks like he has has a specialist that he's called up. So let's go ahead and check this out. See what they got to say about going to Mars.
This is Star Talk. Neil deGrasse Tyson here, your personal astrophysicist. We're doing an explainer. Chuck, you love you some explainers, don't you?
Of course I do, because I need everything explained to me. that is where I live, and so this is my favorite.
That's your space, the explainer space.
Explainer space.
So I want to talk about Mars as a backup plan for Earth. Is that a good idea? Is that a bad idea? I've done a lot of thinking about it, but so has friend of Star Talk, Catherine Hayhoe. Catherine, welcome back to Star Talk.
Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, and let me remind me of your full title.
It's Catherine Hayhoe, badass climate scientist.
Okay.
That is all you need to know, Neil.
That's all you need to know.
Okay, badass climate scientist and distinguished professor at Texas Tech. Did I get that correct?
You did, and then I'm also the chief scientist for the Nature Conservancy.
Nature Conservancy, and you
Okay.
run programs there exploring climate and all the ways it affect us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, we all know that many people have talked about Mars as a backup plan.
Get your ass to Mars.
Let's go back to Carl Sagan. We need our species on more than one planet in case one goes extinct. For whatever reason, asteroid, a killer virus, whatever. So, as a headline, it seems to make sense that Mars would be the backup plan. We've heard Elon Musk. You know that boy wants to go to Mars.
Ugh.
He's designing rockets to make that.
Musk. Why do you have to bring up Musk? Oh, man. Every time I see this guy, to be so smart and yet so weird at the same time, I swear.
That happened. Stephen Hawking. I forgot the quote. What was it, Catherine, that Stephen Hawking said?
Well, you and I, Neil, were at one of Stephen Hawking's last talks at the Starmus Festival, and he was talking about how climate change was a serious threat to the future of humans and human civilization on this planet. And I was sitting there nodding along as a climate scientist saying, yes, you're absolutely right. And then he said something that completely shocked me. He said, so that's why we have to terraform Mars. And I thought, are you kidding?
Yeah. So I don't think he thought that through.
Yeah. Stephen Hawking. What a loose cannon that guy is. God, if only he thought things through.
My bad. I have no idea what happened there. My computer started tripping. It said, no, you're not going to show anything. Let's back that up a bit. Computer completely just dropped the screen on me. Like, what?
Change was a serious threat to the future of humans and human civilization on this planet. And I was sitting there nodding along as a climate scientist saying, yes, you're absolutely right. And then he said something that completely shocked me. He said, so that's why we have to terraform Mars. And I thought, are you kidding?
Yeah. So I don't think he thought that through.
Yeah. Stephen Hawking. What a loose cannon that guy is. God, if only he thought things through. Jeez.
Okay, so what's your issue with it? And then I'll tell you. I'll pile on after that. What was your issue with this thought?
Well, first of all, say that you did terraform Mars before human civilization self-combusted due to the impacts of climate change. Who would get there? Not the 8 billion people, just the 1% of the 1% of the 1%.
Elon and his people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's sort of like that movie Kingsman where the guy was, basically trying to just save his favorite people and then destroy the rest of the world. It's completely unfair if you could do it, but I don't think you could, because what's at stake here is not the planet itself, it is our civilization that is number one on the chopping block. And how are you going to get to Mars if you have a civilization that is just crumbling due to the impacts of climate change?
Or plus you go to Mars and then trash Mars. Now you need a third planet.
There you go.
You
right.
need, Earth Plan C, right? Rather than a backup Plan B. But that's not even my objection.
So what is
May
yours? Yes.
It's very simple. I'm a simple person. I'm Chuck, why are you making a face? Chuck making a face.
I'm just a humble farmer.
No,
A simple man with simple tastes.
I just tilled the back 40.
Just a humble astrophysicist.
And no, I'm very practical minded in that sense. All right, I'm an optimist, but from a very I'd like to think I'm a sensible optimist, right, rather than a dreamy optimist. And so here's how it goes. It seems to me, if we're trashing Earth in all the ways we are, with plastic in the oceans and climate change and the carbon footprint and all of this, if we're trashing Earth and we figure out how to terraform Mars, it seems to me if we can turn Mars from what it is today into Earth, then we can turn Earth back into Earth. You think?
So let's terraform Earth.
Exactly.
Just terraform Earth. If you could turn barren, dry, cold, airless Mars into an oasis, that gap seems to me to be larger than whatever the hell we do to Earth to turn it back into Earth. That's my first point.
For real. I look at Mars and it's like, does it even have the same resources? Like, all the pictures you see is just dry desert, just red dirt everywhere. So if that's the case, like, I don't know. There probably is water somewhere on there if you dug far enough or something. But from what we see, it looks like a pretty dead planet. Almost. Because you don't really see any life, you don't see plants or anything, it's just all just dirt and dust. So I agree with that. If we could take that and turn it into Earth with everything that Earth has on it, how come, what would be stopping us from doing the same thing to Earth? And it would be safer because we don't have to take everything that we would need, all the equipment that we need to make it happen, and put it on a spaceship and hope that we actually make the voyage. So I gotta agree with that one.
That's why I don't think Hawking thought that through. Because that power of geoengineering would enable us to fix Earth. Okay?
Stephen Hawking, you dumbass.
I completely agree with you. In fact, when that happened...
Oh, I feel like there's a lot of Stephen Hawking fans that's gonna be really mad at this video. It's just jokes, man. It's just jokes.
Martin Rees was right beside me, who of course is another astronomer. And I said, do you agree
Deep
with
thinking
him?
astronomer.
Yes. And this is what Martin Rees said. He said, oh no, fixing climate change is a dawdle in the park compared to terraforming Mars.
Yes,
Right.
that's basically what I'm saying here.
Right,
Correct.
right.
Correct. So that's my first point.
Hey Neil, happy Sweet 16.
What?
This is your 16th book coming out, the one that we started working on together 2 years ago.
This?
It's an ad.
Well, thank you. Yes, it's my 16th book. Practically forgot about because I've been very
Yep,
busy.
it's an ad.
And I guess it's coming out in a month.
Well, it's my first book, so
Oh, sorry.
we gotta
Forgive
do
me.
something.
Sorry. So I should be more excited that, okay.
Absolutely.
Lindsay's first book?
I may be biased, but I think this is your best one yet.
Second point. Again, considering
Just a random plug right there.
terraforming Mars and shipping 1 billion people there. Just ask yourself, what could put us at risk? Going back to the original Carl Sagan concern that an asteroid could take us out on Earth, so we need population on 2 planets. My as it took out the dinosaurs. So my issue there is, whatever it takes to terraform Mars and ship 1 billion people there, it seems to me that's more effort than deflecting an asteroid. I'm just spitballing here, right? I'm just thinking if you had that power, then bat the asteroids out of the way at will, because you'd have the power to accomplish that as well. And I can continue this exercise with like a killer virus, let's say, okay? Whatever it takes to terraform Mars and ship 1 billion people there, that's probably harder than coming up with a perfect antiviral serum that will protect us from all future pathogens. It seems to me. So, Catherine, am I wrong here? Where are you on this?
No, you are totally right. We humans are great at not wanting to fix what's right in front of our face and saying, oh, let's just go over there. And what this is a syndrome that I think we've had as long as there's been human civilization
syndrome, I like
on this
that. Do you have a
planet.
name for the syndrome?
I do.
What is it?
It's the flat Earth syndrome.
Oh, blood drawn.
Yes.
Oh man, that's shots fired right there.
Oh, blood drawn.
Yes. We have
Watch
been
out.
behaving our entire civilization, which isn't that old, 6 to 8,000 years. We've been behaving as if the planet were flat and infinite. That if there was garbage or waste or pollution that we needed to get rid of, we could just put it far away. And if we needed something more, we could go get it over there or take it from someone else. Well, the planet is not flat and infinite. It is
Emphasis
round
on
and
take it
finite.
from someone else.
Yeah, well, yes.
Talk about 4 centuries of colonization. Okay, so go on.
Yes, exactly. So we have been acting this whole time as if there's always something new, and going to Mars is just an extension of the flat Earth syndrome, in my opinion.
Wow.
Wow,
And it's
look
some
at that.
interesting sort of
And there's so much truth to that. It's like, migration and everything. People moving from place to place, settlers. And it always seems like, oh, let's just find out what's out there. And it worked for us for a few centuries. It worked for a while. Up until we finally came all the way around and was like, oh, the world is round. We've run out of space we've run out of things to find as far as like new land and stuff. Like once we actually discovered that, you would think that as human beings we'd start switching up how we did things, but it takes a few generations or centuries, or maybe we're just not capable of it. Maybe that's something that's going to continue to hurt us. Because it seems more like an animal trait than anything else. Because what do most animals do if there's like run into a drought or something like that in the area that they've been inhabiting? They move on to somewhere else. They're just trying to find a new place. So I think that's more of of like animal instinct for us. We think things are too terrible here. Well, instead of using whatever skills we have, with our intelligence and everything else, and rolling up our sleeves and trying to fix the problem, let's just go somewhere where the problem is not persisting so we can just relax. I really feel like that's animal instinct. And because of that, I don't know if we'll be able to get past that as a whole, as humanity in general.
comedic moments there. Do you remember, was it?
New, and going to Mars is just an extension of the flat Earth syndrome, in my opinion.
Wow.
Wow,
And it's
look
some
at that.
interesting sort of comedic moments there. Do you remember, was it in, was it That Girl with Marlo Thomas? So in That Girl. So there's a scene where she's on the Staten Island ferry and her boyfriend, Donald, okay, unwraps some candy or something, and he's ready to toss it overboard. And she grabs his hand and has him put it in the trash can. Okay, this is very, very forward thinking of her. Then the janitor comes up afterwards and takes the entire trash can and dumps it into the ocean. So the idea that you can belch forth smokestacks and auto exhaust into the air and dump garbage into the oceans is exactly what you're saying, Catherine. That you just, like you said, you dump it out over here and get other stuff over there. So flat Earth syndrome. Ooh.
I love it.
Ooh. Yeah, so what?
I like that. That flat Earth syndrome. I'm gonna be using that. Just so you know, I'm using that from now on when I'm talking. You just gave me some new ammo.
And dump garbage into dump it out over here and get other stuff over there. So flat Earth syndrome. Ooh.
I love it.
Ooh. Yeah, so what we need is we need a black hole to dump stuff.
Now that's a great idea.
That's
'Cause-
what we need.
Yeah. I mean, I hear the
This is an
closest.
offshore black hole.
Yeah.
All right. And put all the plastic, and that black hole don't care what you're made of, it'll take you right to the singularity, and you'll be a pile of atoms at that point.
Right. There you go.
What do you think of my solution, Catherine?
Where's the closest black hole?
Yeah, 2 thumbs up.
So, Chuck, we just need a way to corral it and then bring it close. Who's going to grab it without getting sucked in? So there's some practical issues.
Well, that's
involved in that.
what poor people are for. And no, seriously, that's how Elon Musk. I'm sure he's got a plan.
Okay, we got to call it.
Oh man, he's gonna take some homeless person, put him on a ship, send him directly to a black hole. He's like, just keep her steady. Just make sure we get the garbage there. Oh, that's so wrong. Oh man.
Getting sucked in. So there's some practical issues.
Well, that's what poor people are for. And no, seriously, that's how Elon Musk. I'm sure he's got a plan.
Okay, we got to call it quits there. It's been a fast explainer, but Catherine, thanks for sharing your perspectives, along with mine, on Mars as Earth Plan B. It's a bad idea. Let's fix Earth with all of our genius that we know walk among us, and all of our inventiveness and ingenuity, because the I don't want to die force can be quite potent with I want to live, right? When you want to find a solution. So, all right, Catherine, we'll see you again next time. Chuck, always good to have you.
Always a pleasure.
All right, Neil deGrasse Tyson here, signing off for another Star Talk Explainer. As always, I bid you to keep looking up.
All right, another great explainer video. So yeah, I agree with pretty much all of this. We're not going to Mars anytime soon. And if we have the tech to turn Mars into Earth, then that means we can fix Earth. I totally agree with that statement. Love flat Earth syndrome. I'm definitely using that next time I get into a conversation relating to this kind of stuff. It's great. All right, y'all. Y'all know what to do. Go down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about this one. Let me know what you'd like to see me react to next. Hit that like button before you go. Share this video with everyone you know. And subscribe if you haven't done so already, all right? So, till next time, take care of yourselves. And I'm out of here.